Hi guys, how are you doing? Okay, I just got done a little bit ago with my meeting. We're gonna do a read real quick before I head over to the other office, and I hope you're having a good day. Paid vacation. I'm not even kidding around. You guys already heard the conversations about going to LA, and today I got a couple more messages about several travel trips, to be honest. So, for those of you who are interested in traveling, wait no more. We have the patience card in the reverse because for those of you who have been proactive, you're not just sitting there dreaming and thinking about the things that you want, you're working towards it. You're researching how to get closer to that goal, which would be what? Like, how could we get closer to that goal? Some of you guys might think, oh my gosh, well, I'll probably never travel because I just don't have enough money. Okay. So, we're going to talk a lot about investors this year and how you guys can, what you guys need to be focusing on is not spending your own money at all. You're going to be focusing on how to spend other people's money and that it's like mandatory, or you aren't going to be working with them or next to them. Plain and simple, like it's facts. Years ago, dude, already, at least 10 years ago for me, even personally, I was working for people that were paying for all my trips and hotels and vacations. I have never paid for one to this day, except for like I drive to some. That's not really like a vacation, is it? If you're really driving somewhere? No, we're talking flying. I want to see you guys be able to get free training classes. I want to see you guys advance your skills. I want to see you guys in Vegas at all the conventions and the seminars because that's exactly what happens. Like, if you are somebody who is in sales of any type whatsoever, I guarantee you, you will be able to connect with any type of product or sales company instantly. All you have to do is go onto the internet and look up travel jobs, look up sales jobs, look up any of the jobs that allow you to travel and stay in hotel rooms all over the world and do your job because that's the point here. Some of you guys don't want to put the work in, I hear, as far as like being able to also like receive these blessings as a gift in return. So it kind of just goes hand in hand. I can tell you right now that no matter how wonderful and cute that you are, from my experience, it's looking as though people really care about work ethic. Nobody wants to just pay for somebody to go on a trip that doesn't have work ethic. So if you don't have money and you don't have work ethic, that says a lot. And you might want to improve that. But for those of you who do have work ethic and you have skill and you have determination, 2000, you know what? The year might have started off rough for you, but I'm going to tell you what, it is going to end in a bang. Ooh, fight or flight in the reverse. That is good, dude. You're not tripping anymore. You've actually understood this whole fight or flight thing because we were talking about it this week. I just love how the cards just really come together when we're on a subject. We talked about how the brain only recognizes new experiences as new and scary and frightening. And we talked about its natural signals that it puts into the body of only fight or flight. And it's not until you register what you're seeing or what's going on as it's safe, it's okay to be here. It's not something I need to be tripping about. It's not until you actually like process it and decide after freaking out that it's okay and that you don't need to freak out. So some people don't have those skills yet. Some people don't even understand what is going on. They just see everything out there in the world as anxiety, as bad, as something that makes them feel icky. They don't understand what is happening inside of their body. To them, they just feel icky. But you guys have taken the time once again to research because you know what? Education is power, knowledge is power, and it's free, it's available. Like, it's literally, you don't have to ask anybody these days, honestly, for assistance when it comes to learning anything. Like, if you guys actually think you have to go sit in a room with a counselor, no, you do not. You have to actually be open minded and really, you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, you just simply need to read things and feel how it felt in your heart when you read it. Like, let me see, I could read something random, and it made brother's wife. Um, if you read something random and it really just doesn't make you feel anything on the inside of your heart, then it probably doesn't really like have a lot of value. And it maybe doesn't hurt you in any way that is deep inside. When you feel those things that are powerful in your life, those are things that you haven't dealt with yet. It's when you get those feelings that you need to write it down in a little book and just at least write it down and then come back to it, a few different times a week and see if you've worked on any of those things, if you've thought about any of those things, if you've talked to any of the people that were involved. And basically, you're just basically like troubleshooting for solutions, to any of those problems. And you need to basically find closure in those areas. And that's how you're going to be able to move forward. And until you do that, you won't be able to move forward because basically you're not like completing the last chapter's tasks. You're just trying to move forward. You think that if you just leave things behind or block it out or you stay busy or you start a new relationship or you move far away, that those things are in the past. You just think that, but it's not true. Nothing can actually find closure in your life until you understand it. And you're able to sit there and think, this happened. I accept what happened and understand what happened. Be okay with what you're feeling and thinking. And being okay just means that, like, you'll always miss the thing that's gone, but you understand why it's out of your life. You can look back and see that maybe you were young and the two of you broke up because you needed to grow more, or maybe you didn't have your shit together, or maybe this person was struggling with addiction and addiction's hard and they needed help that you couldn't give them. And maybe all this time, for some of you guys, you've been really angry and upset about things with people for things that they did, but you really just need to research it. You need to research the way they felt and the way they thought. You need to research what these people were into, what they'd been through as children. I mean, it's honestly literally an entire social worker counselor program's worth of information. It's going to take you years to figure out all the different personality types and all of the different coping mechanisms that people use and all of the way the brain works, the body works, and how, substances affect the body and change the way the body is. I mean, every single thing that is on this earth is made up of energy. So you just got to think about a chemistry class. If you're mixing things together, you're creating different things. And that's what's happening on this earth is that, we can even be standing near somebody else and feel their energy and start to get anxiety. Sometimes we enter a room and we just start feeling weird and icky and anxious and we can't figure out why. Somebody else in that room probably has anxiety and isn't feeling good. If you leave the room, you'll notice that you don't feel that way anymore. Sometimes even just taking 10 or 20 steps backwards, you'll notice you start to feel better and better. And you're distancing yourself from bad energy. And that's energy that you're not personally connected to. When you can feel icky and then distance yourself and feel better, that's you setting boundaries with bad energy. And everything matters, we all have to look at every single thing. And we have to pay attention to how it makes us feel. And if we're able or strong enough to set boundaries with the things that don't make us feel good. And it's those things that don't make us feel good that have power over us and deplete us of our energy and typically leave our lives suddenly or abruptly, and we stay stuck in wherever we were, last with that thing. It might not be in our life anymore, but in our heart, we're still there with that thing. And that is what you guys are blocking out. I can feel it in my heart right now, and I don't even know what thing it's talking about. See, and that's what I'm talking about. We're not always going to know. It's just when you feel it, if somebody says it and you feel something, write it down because there is a bigger meaning to that thing. In your heart, you'll feel something when God wants you to pay attention to the word or the thing around you. So this here is honestly about just channeling into your intuition and connecting with your divine, and that's what this is exactly talking about. It's saying you're going to see things from here on out, and you're going to hear things, you're going to smell things, you're going to be places. But what you're no longer going to do is listen to any other human on this earth as far as like following any exact or specific direction. You can take any idea or advice that you wish, but your higher power is asking you to consider everything as an option. And together, you and him will go over this, whatever information or ideas that you have when you're alone and you have no distractions. And he's asking you to just look at the paper and reread everything, all your goals, dreams, wants, ask him, what are my barriers? How can I overcome this? Just whatever you want to talk to him about in life, just be quiet and clear your space and clear your mind and feel him give you the answers that you have been trying to see and hear on this earth. Because you're going to need to feel. You're going to need to feel for these answers. You're not going to find them visually or hear them in any way whatsoever from anybody else on this earth. Your challenge is to, you know what? I'm talking to a lot of you guys who actually haven't put your higher power first yet. Or ever. And I'm not any better, barely. I probably didn't put my higher power first until maybe 2 years ago. It could even be like a year and a half. I always knew that God said to do that. But I had put a lot of things first before him, whether it was, my lifestyle or my boyfriend or my job. I mean, so many things. But he was always in the top 4. But I didn't give him the respect that he deserves. The reason, no, you know what? I might have started getting to know this around 2016. So the reason why I started to put him first was because, after I got out of all my bad situations and I changed my life, I did everything right. I never hung out with anybody that I used to party with for 7 straight years. I became a teacher. It was my second college. I had graduated in that 7-year span. I got a house. I stayed clean and sober for 7 years straight. I did everything right. Okay, legit. Every freaking thing right and more. I literally exceeded everybody's expectations. It was crazy. I didn't even expect it. I even became a teacher. It was nuts. I couldn't even believe it. Anyways, out of nowhere, when I think everything in my life is going right because I did right. In my mind, I thought, if you do right things happen. That's when my boss committed suicide and I found him at work. And I lost everything. I thought that chapter came to a freaking abrupt end, dude. I couldn't believe it. I remember crying in the basement. Horrible pain. Sitting there thinking to myself, how could this happen? After all this hard work, I couldn't believe it. I felt horrible. Like, the only other horrible thing I'd ever felt worse than that was when I was going through my own dark night of the soul, which I probably went through again here. I did go through that again there. And you guys can go through it a lot of times. And basically, anytime that we are living in denial and we believe that whatever we have around us is, we're idolizing the things that are around us. And we're not seeing clearly. We're not putting God first. I was putting that job first. I was putting the dreams that I had first. I believed that that school and that boss was the thing that was going to get me where I wanted to go. And it was taken from me. And every belief that I had and every goal that I thought I was going after, it was all different. I mean, everything that I thought was wrong, basically. And that's what the dark night of the soul is when you have a major ego death. And we have this because everything on this earth, even your own baby, can be taken from you at any given minute. And God doesn't ask you to put him first because he's selfish. He just knows it's going to hurt you to lose these things. And he also knows that things come and go. And that is why we're not supposed to be clinging on to tangible things. That is also why they say to love somebody truly is to enjoy your time with them, love them for who they are. Because if you start to love somebody like it's yours, you own it, and then God has to have it returned back up because everything goes back. It's only here for a purpose and for a moment. And everybody's purpose and moment is different. We're forgetting that part. We're not enjoying each other. We're not seeing each other or allowing each other to be who they really are. This whole world is living like they have to be a certain something or someone, and they don't. It's completely off path when we do any of that. And that's what we're just going to need to be working on. Okay, there is we're going to finish this off real quick. I got to go, but brother's wife is out too late. It, like, legit came out. Sorry. So I don't know. If you guys have a situation where a brother's wife has been out too late, it also says new car in the reverse. So if you guys were thinking about buying this girl a new car, it's saying not to do it because when she goes out too late, well, let's see what she's doing. Listen closely. It says, well, come on, tell us already. Activating change. Master Manifester. Jeez. This is all good cards, but see the good in life? She seems like a pretty good woman, man. I mean, according to those cards, what is going on? Resolve your past issues. Ooh, okay, I'm going to tell you right now what's going on. You have a legit good woman. Like, this woman can manifest. She freaking listens well. She's fucking trying to work shit out with you. She's a master manifester. And she's actually thinking about leaving you. She's activating change. She's not, and you know what? She ain't going to buy you the car. That's what's happening. You're not getting the car. Your brother ain't getting the car. I'm going with the woman here. She's a badass. Like, are you kidding me? All these cards, hello. This is, you're tripping, dude. If you think you're gonna disrespect this woman right here, tripping, dude. The cards, they're no way, dude. This woman's she's divine. You better get your shit together. It does say resolve your issues, resolve past issues now, because she's about to leave your ass, dude. Straight up. Anyways, I love you, and kudos to you, girl. If you don't put up with nothing, because you why would we? Hell no, dude. People need to start respecting each other, and they also need to stop thinking that they get away with things, because they're not. Literally, the only thing that's happening is we haven't learned how to love ourselves enough to actually set boundaries and kick you the heck out, and that's what we're actually going over right now as we speak. So I'd be aware.